Size does matter, and sometimes smaller is better. But not just small, being light can be extremely advantageous as well. Small size gives you concealability, and when you combine that with lightweight, you'll also get agility and maneuverability. When you can put all those together in a phenomenal package with some really great features and accessories, you have the CMMG Banshee. There's a lot of really cool features on this gun, and we'll get to all of them. But let's start with the best two, 4.6 pounds and 20 inches. Let me say that again and let it sink in for a minute. The best two features of the CMMG Banshee are the size and the weight, 4.6 pounds and 20 inches. I have handguns that weigh more than the Banshee. Having a weapon that size gives you a lot of options. The Banshee will excel as a home defense weapon, a truck gun, a personal defense weapon, or any other role where an ultra-compact, ultra-light package would come in handy. Plus, it's a ton of fun to just go shoot, so it makes an amazing plinker as well. The Banshee features CMMG's shortest barrel at only 5 inches. The one I have is in 9mm, but this package will also be offered in 300 blackout, 45 ACP, and 22 long rifle. Plus, the 9mm and 45 ACP versions run on Glock mags, so I'm not sure what more you could ask for. Second to the nice compact size, my favorite thing about the Banshee is CMMG picked all the perfect accessories to equip this thing. It comes loaded, so you don't have to drop another few $100 finishing it off once you get it. First and foremost, this Banshee is a pistol, and it comes with what is currently my favorite brace on the market, the Gearhead Works Tailhook Mod 2. If you haven't seen the tailhook yet, you must have been in a coma for the past year. This brace is completely redefining what a brace is capable of, adding great aesthetics with great functionality. The tailhook will open up, allowing you to wrap it around your forearm to stabilize the firearm during one-handed firing. The Tailhook Mod 2 is also adjustable for length of pull on a proprietary buffer tube, so you can line it up perfectly on your forearm. It looks good and functions extremely well using it off your forearm, cheek, or maybe even occasionally on your shoulder. The Banshee also features CMMG's new charging handle, and this thing is awesome. It's much larger than anything else I've used, which makes charging the weapon one-handed extremely easy. It's fully southpaw friendly, and the shape just works extremely well. I've been a fan of CMMG parts and builds for years, and this will be my new go-to charging handle for my next build. You'll also get a shorter version of CMMG's handrail, with just a slight hand stop at the end. This hand stop is really nice and gives your hand a memory point to keep you from losing any digits or grabbing a warm suppressor on this super short platform. Also, CMMG is keeping with the times and offering M-LOK. While the handguard is short, there's still enough room to add a flashlight or whatever muzzle accessory you would like. And as always, CMMG handguard feels really good in the hand. I'm also a huge fan of the CMMG lower for the Glock mag. This thing is slick. It has a nice funnel on the mag well for smooth insertion of the magazine, and the way they did the magazine release is also really good. The release button is large, easy and convenient to hit, and works extremely well. They've also engineered a system on the inside that allows for last round bolt hold open. For the Banshee as well as the Guard series, CMMG utilizes radial delayed blowback operation, which is somewhat unique. What this means is when the bullet is fired, the bolt is delayed for a very brief time under spring pressure. Then, as the pressure exceeds the strength of the spring, the bolt will start to rotate on these angled cuts on the bolt, then finally release. A traditional 9mm AR utilizes direct blowback just like a handgun, but in doing this, the bolt needs extra weight to slow it down in the cycling process. Radial delayed blowback allows more pressure to escape the chamber before it cycles, thus allowing the bolt and carrier to be substantially lighter than a traditional direct blowback 9mm AR. Lighter bolt means a lighter gun, which is always better. According to CMMG, the Banshee weighs in at 4 pounds 9 ounces, which is pretty amazing. To give you a better idea, my direct blowback AR weighs in at 6 pounds 6 ounces, while the Banshee, as I have it equipped on my scale, weighs in at 5 pounds 6 ounces. This is the gun set up with the optics I'm using unloaded, so that gives the Banshee a full pound advantage over the direct blowback 9mm AR. The bolt on my traditional 9mm AR weighs in at 15.6 ounces versus the Banshee, with a 1 ounce tuning block added, weighs in at 12.9 ounces. And you know what they say, ounces lead to pounds and pounds lead to pain. Without the very awesome Trigicon ACOG that I got from Optics Planet, and remember you can save 5% with the code ALARSENAL5 on anything from Optics Planet, on my scale the Banshee weighs in at 4 pounds 10 ounces with the 1 ounce tuning kit. What is the tuning kit? Well, I'm so glad you asked. These are essentially little weights that you can add to the bolt to control the speed and are recommended if you plan to shoot the gun suppressed, which of course I do. To be honest, I ran mine suppressed without the weights at first, and it ran fine. So when I got the weights, I just added the smallest one because it is recommended, and everything is still running fine. So if you don't plan to ever run your Banshee suppressed, you can deduct 1 ounce from all the weights that I have. Owning a traditional blowback 9mm AR and now having some serious trigger time behind CMMG's Radial delayed blowback system, here are some things that I noticed between the two different systems. First up, reliability. The Radial delayed blowback system is much more reliable. My blowback 9mm, as much as I hate to admit it, cannot make it 1,000 rounds without a cleaning before it gets too dirty to function reliably. What makes this even more impressive is the Banshee went 1,000 rounds with no issues, and probably half of those rounds were suppressed. I'm blown away by the reliability of the CMMG Radial delayed design. Second is setup. Those of you that have a blowback 9mm AR know that it is a bit of a labor of love, and know that the first trip to the range can be a little disappointing. The extractor has to be tuned just right to make sure the gun is reliable, and until then, it's pretty much just a fancy doorstop. Now once you get that extractor tuned, it'll be okay, but that's no concern with the CMMG system. I took this thing right from the box, threw a suppressor on it, and it ran 1,000 rounds without any issues whatsoever. For the real gun nerds out there, I would compare this system to the MP5 roller delayed blowback system. What you'll get is a system that is much more reliable than most other systems available, and at least in my opinion is far superior to direct blowback or direct impingement. Also, recoil is lighter. You may be thinking it's 9mm, how much recoil can there be? Well, you might be surprised. In a blowback 9mm AR, the bolt has to be so heavy to slow its cycling that the mass of the bolt actually creates a good bit of recoil and muzzle rise that you won't get from the extremely flat shooting Banshee. This makes the Banshee, and the Guard for that matter, more reliable, more user-friendly, better shooting, and the lower muzzle rise should make it a little more accurate than traditional 9mm ARs. The small size and short barrel on the CMMG Banshee just begs for a suppressor, so of course I obliged. We ran the Banshee with Dead Air Wolf, as well as the Silencer Co. Omega 9K and the Hybrid. The minute size of the barrel on the Banshee makes suppression a natural fit, because with only a 5-inch barrel, the additional length of the suppressor still has your overall package significantly shorter than a traditional rifle. I know that at least initially the CMMG Guard had half by 36 threads, but have no fear, CMMG listens to its customers, and the 9mm Banshee features standard half by 28 threads, so the suppressor adapter will be very common, as well as if you wanted to install a brake or other muzzle device. The Banshee performed exceptionally well with all suppressors, all different varieties of subsonic loads, including the somewhat finicky Hush 165 grain, and all functioned flawlessly. In fact, we ran 1,000 rounds through this Banshee with probably close to half of that suppressed, and didn't have a single malfunction. We also ran an assortment of different Glock mags through the Banshee, and they all worked. In freedom-loving states, the Banshee will ship with one 30-round magazine, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm not exactly sure what CMMG is calling this bluish-gray color, but I know I'm digging it. Most importantly, the Banshee shoots phenomenally well. Its super compact size and lightweight make it extremely agile and maneuverable. Due to the radial delayed blowback operating system, recoil is very light and manageable. And that, coupled with the minute size and weight, makes follow-up shots extremely quick and accurate. The controls are instantly familiar to anyone that has ever run an AR, and the ergonomics are spot on. The accuracy is extremely good, and you can easily and quickly hit tight shots with the Banshee. This would make a great home defense gun, truck gun, or really anywhere you needed something super compact but want to bring more firepower with more precision than you can a traditional pistol. The Banshee would easily fit any role a subgun would and is every bit as fun to shoot, so if you're in the market for a subgun, want something with AR familiarity, and possibly want something lighter, this would be a great option. Just so you know, it's almost a pound lighter than my beloved MP5K and almost a half a pound lighter than the CZ Scorpion. So in conclusion, what did we learn today? The Banshee is a very impressive little package. Despite what your wife or girlfriend may have told you, sometimes smaller is better. Radial delayed blowback is an excellent operating system that is very reliable. Every gun is better suppressed, but when they have barrels this short, they are just begging for it. And we should all be thankful for the small things in life. Thank you guys so much for watching. According to YouTube, close to 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. So if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you went ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Now more than ever, it's probably really important that you guys check us out on other social media. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Vero, Go Wild, just about anywhere you can find us, and just keep in touch with what's going on with the channel and any changes that might be coming down the pipeline. Thanks again for watching, guys.